This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everyone. Gotta have a heart. We're gonna have a heart-to-heart conversation today, and with good reason, because we're gonna focus on your heart, what it does, how you can better support heart health, and so much more. And that's essentially what she does, all in the umbrella of wellness. She's got a great center in Tulsa and practices so many different modalities. I could start listing them, but I'm going to leave one out and then feel guilty. Some of them include acupuncture, hypnotherapy, and so much more. Path to Wellness is her practice. Teresa Wilkinson, RN, and so much more is back with us. How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing, Steve?
Good. Now we focused on other organs and we said, we'll get to the heart, and that's what we're going to do today. Um, Probably one of the most important in our body, dare I say, or would I be wrong in saying that?
Well, I would say the top cause of death in women is heart.
Mm,
So that's number one. So I always say, really, the two things that usually will get the best of us is either cancer or heart problems.
mm. Yep.
And so if we at least know we can take care of our heart. And then cancer is one of those things that goes back to, I guess, the cleaner you eat and drink, the better. As far as we talked about water filtration, um, and working with cleaner diet. It's hard with the food situation. I'm not one of these that um, is so picky. I've got to go to everything organic. I try to get the best price for the best buck because we're all dealing with economic issues. But I do grow a garden. I do try to eat from my garden. But all our food is going to be exposed to some kind of pesticides, herbicides, petrochemicals, and that's the probably the heart of cancer. Now, our heart is something we can work with again, not only through diet but through exercise. And I will say I've exercised all my life, and I've been a real avid at it. Right now, I'm working more on Pilates and yoga, but cardiovascular is big, and we have to take the time to do it. And it's
Mm.
part of self care. And it's just, even if you do 10 minutes of walking, 10 minutes of um, elliptical or a bike. I'm not real big on the treadmill because you're pounding on your feet. And I had a lady come in the other day with a fractured foot bones because of she was heavy set and she was trying to lose weight, and she was doing that treadmill and doing so many miles a day, and she just pounded her feet away. And the same thing with people that are doing these, no offense to anyone, but the triathlons, are they're real big on doing a lot of marathons, but you pound on those feet long enough and you're going to start having feet, ankle, and knee problems. So I always say a mile a day keeps the doctor away.
Mm.
If you at least do your 10-15 minute walk, or so even if you just walk the dog around the block, you're getting some walking in.
Scientifically proven. They say even 30 minutes after your dinner can take years off your life.
It's
And
true.
we look at the walking like, what's that doing? I need to get more aerobic. All right, if you can, then do. But the walking thing, I know plenty of people that every evening they go for a walk or went for a walk. The pounds dropped right off their body.
Yeah.
Amazing. And they're
Yeah.
just walking. They're on the phone. They're talking like him, or bring a partner with you.
Oh, yeah. And then, yeah, some people are doing audio books or listening to music. So
Ooh,
that's
that's a good one.
available to
Yeah.
people. So, anyway, but I do think that it's important, though, to be able to be observant of your environment. So if there's a car that pulls out or misses or turns in front of you, you have some awareness that you're not totally blocked
Mm,
of your audio.
mm.
So even if you're listening with one ear, maybe have the other ear available for your environment. But
Wait, the treadmill is still okay if you walk on it though.
yes, and then again, it's depending on your heavy step. If you're kind of lightweight in your step and you're not overweight and you're not doing it for a long period of time, you're
Mm,
good.
mm.
And I know my parents had a treadmill when they had heart surgery, and so that was their go-to. And they had a little TV above it that they watched TV while they did it. So it's really good distraction if you have TV, audio, audiobook, music, because your mind you've got to kind of keep your mind busy because after a while the mind goes, I don't want to do this anymore. But if your mind's busy with a distraction, then you're able to do better. Unless you have your dog with you where you've got some company and you're, leisurely enjoying your little neighborhood and walking your dog around the block. And so that's always
Teresa, you're
enjoyable.
so right about that. Because I'll do the treadmill, and I used to jog. Side note story, quick. I committed over the summer. I'm getting back into jogging. I didn't stretch. I just hit the road, and yeah,
Well, the,
a knee issue flared up. I used to have little bit of discomfort in a knee, and it came back. And I was like, all right, well, that was the last time I jogged in a while. So I'll go to the gym. I'll be on the treadmill. Sometimes I'll fast run for a moment. I try and go fast and slow, fast and slow. But if I'm not listening to music or preoccupied, to your point, spot on, I'm like, okay, all right, another two
I'm
minutes,
done.
get this done. It's yes, it gets boring. And thank you for the reminder in the audiobooks. I've never done that while exercising. And it's so funny. I just got a notification today that I signed up for audiobooks. I listened to one a couple of months ago, and they hit my card for another 14.95. Uh, I better be using it or cancel it. So now I have a
There you go.
reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a lot of people that will actually walk 5 miles a day, which to me is a little much, but they do it because of audiobooks. Audiobooks keep their mind busy on the
Wow.
story. But
Hmm.
I will say our brain will shut us down. It'll say, hey, we're tired of this. And the other thing that I used when I did the mile a day, keeps the doctor away, is I use positive affirmations. On every step, I would do, I am love. I am beauty. I am harmony. I am great. I am any I am affirmations, and I would do it to the rhythm of my steps. But you can keep up some positive affirmations for about a mile. Now, it's not going to be your long distance stuff, but anybody that does a lot of long distance, I'm seeing for different injuries. And I always tell them, hey, um, your 5 triathlon, why don't you make that a good marker point? You've accomplished a lot here. Just save yourself because your body's going to age and those joints are going to wear, and don't wear them out while
Mm,
you're young and you think you're invincible. Just know that it's for a certain time period, and yeah, you want to maybe do that fundraiser for an organization, and yes, I applaud you for that, but just know that save yourself for your older years, and and it will. And then the Indians, the Native American Indians, say that concrete will kill a man, and that the concrete's very hard. If you work on concrete all the time, like say you're a nurse or doctor in the hospital and you're on hard surface, or you're a welder that you're on concrete, or even a large animal veterinarian where you're on concrete. There's many professions that are on hard surfaces. That's where I tell them get a memory foam shoe,
mm.
Hoka's, Skechers, something like that. Get something that's going to protect your feet.
Wow.
Get those memory foam mats and
Mm,
put those around your work area. But help yourself because those hard surfaces after a while are hard on your joints. Even horses, when you take a horse to a horse show, you will take mats, foam mats for their stalls because it will affect a horse's feet and legs standing in a stall. And you want them to perform and not be limping. If they're limping, they get booted out of the show. So, but just basically, and it may be an obvious for most people, but the heart is going to deliver oxygen and nutrients to the body. Now it's going through the lungs are going to be bringing that oxygen and removing the carbon monoxide, and we're going to be maintaining blood pressure. So basically, our blood comes in and oxygenates through our lungs and then goes from our lungs into our heart. And then our heart is going to pump that to so there's four chambers of the heart, and it's going to pump it to the chambers that go and send it to the body. So it actually goes out through the belly and divides out through the legs, and that's called the aortic area. And so then it goes and circulates through the whole body, then comes back, and it kind of comes back over the shoulder area. So down the front and up the back, comes back up over, comes down through the lungs, goes through the heart, and then pumps back down through the body, through the organs and the legs, and then back up. And so it circulates kind of down the front, up the back. Now, we have four valves, four chambers, but there's two valves that are very important in bringing it in from the lungs into the heart, and then the valve that pushes it down into our body. And those are the two valves. If you have failure, that's a big, red flag. So there's two issues that affect the heart. And one is the circulatory issue, where we can have plaque buildup, calcification buildup. And I might have mentioned before in a previous podcast where it's K2, MK7, sometimes it's called K2, K3, but it will distribute whatever calcium you take in through food, which is a lot of vegetables, or take a calcium magnesium D3 supplement. It allows it to go into your bones to keep your bones strong and not have osteoporosis and go in the right places, versus calcify on heart valves, create kidney stones,
Well, what's the
make
difference?
bone spurs, and that kind of
Let's
thing.
look at that because many times they'll do a calcium analysis on your arteries or your heart, and they could find calcium buildup.
Build up, yeah.
What's the difference from the calcium that you're eating as opposed to the calcium that's building up?
Okay, so that's the whole deal. Is the calcium all through our vegetables. So it hit me strong during COVID when I had patients that were having kidney failure through kidney stones. And they were told, don't eat any greens, don't eat any vegetables, don't eat any broccoli, don't eat any of this, don't eat any of that, because that has a lot of calcium in it, and that can cause kidney stones. And since you're going through this, your kidneys failing and wanting to produce kidney stones, don't eat that. And of course, with women with osteoporosis, it's very important that we take a calcium magnesium D3 supplement to keep our bones strong and prevent osteoporosis and arthritis. So I saw that and I thought, OMG, for you telling somebody to not eat all their vegetables or a salad or anything,
Right.
that's pretty bad. And so I thought that's where this K2, K3 is so important, because it allows the body to absorb it in the bones in the right places, not create these bone spurs, not create kidney stones, not create calcification on your heart valves or your
And then we just lost you for a second. It's been a very technologically challenging day and week. I don't know what's going
it's
on. There we go. And there we go. All right.
oh god. Well, okay, here we go. Maybe that won't happen.
So
Um,
let's pivot over to another uh, heart situation. Many diagnosed with high cholesterol, borderline cholesterol, and a lot of times a statin is prescribed. What's your feeling on that?
Okay, so yes, the high cholesterol is an issue, but and I think we've mentioned this before, but it's very important. Is the main thing that first line of defense doctors will go, "Hey, we need to get you on a statin to lower that cholesterol." The thing is in my research and hearing other podcasts from other doctors, is that it started back in the late '80s, early '90s, um, and they started changing the average blood pressure through this time period and the average level of cholesterol through this time period to make it lower, so you're more forced on high blood pressure medicine or the statins. But our brain is highly composed of good cholesterol, and it's basically what is the coding of all of our nerve endings and the dopamine. I think we've talked about the L-DOPA, uh, everything that prevents Alzheimer's, dementia, any kind of mental breakdown is very important to have your good cholesterol. And your brain is literally mostly fat to protect the transmission of these nerves, and so we don't want to really lower the cholesterol, because they noticed that when statins started being um, prescribed, dementia and Alzheimer's began. And so it's better, I think, to work with diet and exercise than get on the statins. And um, I know some people are more predisposed through family history and heritage, that their DNA kind of goes that direction.
Hmm.
But we can work on it through our diet and exercise, and at least keep it at a certain level. But even if it's a little higher than what the quote unquote norm is now, if you go back, say, 40 years, the norm was different. And they've done it more through, I think, um, validating the prescriptions. And so there's a lot of heavy duty side effects to the statins, with neuropathy, restless leg, muscle spasms. I swear there's nothing worse than restless leg. It keeps people up where they cannot sleep.
Mm,
Muscle spasms are severe. Neuropathy, when you can't feel your feet, then you're at a risk of fall risk. And
sure.
so that's bad news. So uh, keeping your blood pressure, there's good blood pressure medications out there. Keeping it keeps everything calmed down. You've got to pick one that's, if you seem to have some weird side effects with one prescription you're ordered, just go see your doctor. And there's plenty of varieties will fit you and your body. Everybody's got a different um, body, and it may respond differently to different medications. And so if one doesn't work for you, there's going to be another one out there that's going to help you. And so I just think through being aware through your diet and getting a little exercise in there, like we talked about with keeping the heart healthy. And the other side note is gallbladder, liver and gallbladder require exercise, not only in good diet, but the gallbladder will get inflamed if you do not do about 20 minutes a day.
Wow.
And I found that out through researching. And so I thought that was interesting. You wouldn't think the gallbladder would get galled about you not exercising your 20 minutes a day, but it wants you to exercise. Now, it's has a lot of functions, not only with the digestive enzymes through the liver, but it does give enzymes to the spleen and the pancreas. It helps with diabetes and things like that. But that kind of goes along with exercise. With diabetes, if you can control your diabetes through diet and exercise. And so I actually got my
Mm.
dad off of all medications. He was a diabetic too, but I did get him off of all medications, where his blood sugar was perfect and he did great, just getting on a good diet and exercise. And
So, have a minute left. I'm going to ask this question. Actually, I want a statement to back up even more what you're saying. I recently looked deeper into the lymphatic system, and older folks don't move around a lot. What moves the toxins in the lymph nodes, the lymphatic system? There's no heart pump for that. So, how is that going to move out of your body and flush your body of those toxins? By moving. But you look at older folks, they don't move around a lot. They've got all that stuff stagnant in them, and it's no wonder that they have a lot of health problems, right?
That's true. And so they'll have ankle swelling and that kind of thing. So I had an older gentleman in this week, and that's one thing I tell him. I said, at least every morning, every night, you got to get out of that recliner and walk up and down in your house.
Yes.
And you've got to get some energy. And then I talked about testosterone. Testosterone, no matter if you're a man or a woman, that gives you power and energy. If you are older and you don't have any strength or energy, but everything else is looking good, then you may need some testosterone, because testosterone is all about power and energy. And if we naturally lose it as we get older, but if you replace it, and it's for men, they can get the pharmaceutical. For women, it's better to get the bioidentical, because our bodies work better that way. But it helps you have power and energy. And I've seen older men as well as younger, and it goes back to our pollution that lowers our testosterone levels. But because petroleum chemicals create a xenoestrogen, and that lowers the testosterone in all of us. And so that's why we have all these fertility problems.
Well,
But
what's in the petroleum? Look at the plastics in our body, and that
right.
petroleum is used to make love.
So I've actually helped a lot of older men with mowing the lawn, getting out to the senior center, going in to a garage sale, or getting out to the park or whatever, but getting out there and moving and being more active, because I got them where they went to a doctor that allowed them to get some testosterone to help give them that power and energy to get out there and be physical again. And I had somebody young ask me, "Wasn't there a food that can give you testosterone?" I said, if there was a food that would give you testosterone, everybody be eating.
I'd be ordering it now, DoorDash. I'd be eating it while we're talking here. Like, I don't know, why not? Why not? Teresa, always great talking with you. The insight, amazing. Which started with the heart today, but bottom line here is get out and move, people. Exercise. It's important. Even hearing you talk about the gallbladder and the liver, how that movement supports those organs as well. Just the stuff you learn. Thank you for that.
Oh, okay.
TulsaPath.com is your website, right?
Yes.
Always great having you here. I really appreciate it. You have so much information in terms of wellness. And should we continue with the heart next time we get together?
Yeah, we should. We didn't even get to the valves, so it's kind of like an engine. We've got to work this.
Yeah, we basically just lifted the hood today.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We're very much, the car was made after us.
Yes.
Oh, I mean,
we'll catch up next time. Appreciate it.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.